Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to discuss about the VoIP signaling protocols. So we have three protocols, that is H323, MGCP and SIP. But in this class, I am going to discuss about the H323 protocol, and in the upcoming classes, we'll discuss about the MGCP and SIP protocol. So before starting this session, if you are new to my channel, then please go to my channel and subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you will be able to receive notifications of all my upcoming videos. Okay, so let's start with the H323 in this session. So let's discuss about the H323. What is H323 protocol? So H323 is a peer-to-peer protocol. It doesn't depend on any other thing like a master slave. It's not depending on the like gateway or on the CUCM. If nothing is configured on the CUCM, then everything will be configured on gateway as well. So H323 will work from there as well. So it doesn't depend on the configuration on gateway as well. If nothing is there, then also it will work. So H323 is a peer-to-peer protocol, and all PSTN signaling terminates on a gateway. That means if you want to make any call or if you want to receive any call from the PSTN, everything will terminate on the port on the gateway where the your PRI is getting terminated. As you can see it here, as it's showing PRI layer 3 is getting terminated on the gateway. This side is a connected with the PSTN, and this is our internal network which is connected in with the IP, and there is a connection of H225 and H245 over the TCP connection. As you can see, H225 and H245 signaling communications over TCP between gateway and the CUCM. This is your gateway and this is your CUCM, and signaling communication will be done by H225 and H245 over the TCP connection. And the media which is sent, media over UDP directly between gateway and the IP phones. This is your UCM, and IP phone is connected with this UCM. And if there is any media connected between media communication between the phones, then it will be between IP phone and the gateway. So every media is coming from IP phone to the gateway. And UCM is responsible for call setup and call tear down and the capability negotiation. If there is a need, then CUCM will come into the picture for the negotiations as well. Then we have this thing that is H323 call flow. So let's discuss about the H323 call flow first here. Here you can see that this side is our internal one, that is this is your UCM, this is your gateway, this one, and this is your PSTN side. So here you can see these are the call messages, I can say, which are getting interchanged between the H323 gateway and the PSTN, and this side would be the messages between the UCM and the H323 gateway. So let's start with the particular H323 call flow. As you can see it here, what it's written, it's saying whenever the communication is starting between the phone or the CUCM and the gateway, there will be a first message that is a call setup message. That would be H225 call setup message, and then there will be a call proceeding and the H225 alert. Meanwhile, same thing, it will be like getting transferred from, like, the messages are Q931 setup from gateway to PSTN, and then there will be a call proceeding and the call alert. So what all are the things which is going in this Q.931 setup? This setup message is sent once the TCP connection has been established. And what all are the things will go in this Q931 setup message? The things like source address, source port, destination address, destination port number. So all are the things, these all are the things which will go in this Q931 setup. Then there will be a response from the PSTN side, that is Q931 call proceeding. And when this call proceeding in comes, that means there is a call proceeding of this one, H225 call proceeding. So this not the H225, yeah, Q931 call proceeding is coming from the PSTN to the H323 gateway. So that means as soon as there is a message of Q931 setup from the H323 gateway, your call subscriber will respond with this Q931 call proceeding message. That is just an indication. And after that, it will just send a Q931 alerting message, and it will indicate that called subscriber is now being rung. Now at this stage, call subscriber will be rung. And after this Q931 connect message, like what all are the things actually it will give. So once it answers the call, like the call is connected, as you can see, it is showing Q931 connect at this stage. So once there is a ring and once this phone is off hook, then there will be a message of Q931 connect. So what all are the things it will come? So Q931 connect is sent to the caller, and what all are the things it contains? It contains the IP address, it contains the port number, and all other things. So as of now, I can say here H245 session is established, right? And here, if we come up here in this the session between the UCM and the H323 gateway, there will be a thing after alerting message, that is H245 terminal capability. So it will check the terminal capability set. Like these messages are getting interchanged between both UCM and gateway. It's not like it is coming only from H323 gateway to UCM or UCM to the gateway. No, there will be a message from both sides, H245 terminal capability set, master slave determination, open logical channel, and the open logical channel acknowledgement. So their first message would be the H245 terminal capability set request. And then there will be a message of H245 master slave determination. So master slave determination request is coming from one side, and then there will be a response from the other side, H245 master slave determination. So once it determines the master and slave, like who is the master and who is the slave at that point of time, it will just open the logical channels. Like all the capacities are already being set, and this terminal if this terminal capacity is set, then someone should respond with an acknowledgement as well. And once the master slave determination is happens, then there will be an acknowledgement of that master slave determination as well. And once there is an acknowledgement of master slave determination, then they will just open the logical channel. The first, it will just send the request to open the logical channel, right? And then there will be an acknowledgement like, okay, I am opening my channel right now. So after that, after this like all the acknowledgement from for the open logical channel, master slave determination, and the terminal capability set, there will be an H225 connect message. So once it connects, there will be a ring, and as soon as this person picks up the call, everything will be connected, and then there will be a media starts between this phone and the gateway, and then there is a media of the from gateway to the PSTN as well. I hope this H223 call flow is clear to you guys as of now. Let's move on to the next slide, which is like when we are transferring the call. Okay, so if there is a H323 call transfer, like from this example, as you can see here, I can see the phone 1 is making a call to the CUCM, like in the step 1, as you can see, this is a SCCP connection, phone 1 to the CUCM, step 1. Step 2, CUCM is sending the call to the H323 gateway, and then there will be a RTP stream established between this phone and gateway directly. Now they just wanted to transfer a call. So now what we'll do? So if IP phone, like if IP phone wishes to transfer this call from your Cisco IP gateway to phone 2. So now, because RTP stream is established between phone 1 and gateway, but IP phone wants to transfer that call to phone 2. As you can see it in this example, IP phone wants to transfer this call to the gateway. That means he just wanted to make a connection between phone 2 and the gateway. Okay, so then your IP phone 1 will issue a transfer request, and where that transfer request will go, IP phone issue a transfer request to your call manager using that SCCP if you are just connected with an SCCP. Then what unified CM will do? Unified CM will send that request like to the Cisco your to the iOS gateway. But before that, what CUCM will do? CUCM will close the logical channel request to the Cisco iOS gateway, because if this RTP is already running, then there will not be a transfer request. Cisco Unified CM will send a logical close the channel request with the IP phone 1. And once this once the gateway just closes the RTP channel to IP phone 1, what Unified CM will do? Unified CM will issue a new request to phone 2 using that protocol like SCCP, because they're connected with an SCCP, to set up a new connection with the Cisco iOS gateway. That is, we can say here it is H323 gateway. At the same time, Unified CM, like your call manager, will issue a open logical channel request. Earlier, it sent a closed logical channel request with the IP phone 1. Now your Unified Call Manager will issue a new request to open the logical channel request to the gateway, and then it will, like your CUCM will send the IP address of your new phone, that is IP phone 2. And once the your this one H223 gateway acknowledges the request, then RTP stream will establish between this H223 gateway and the phone 2. As you can see, once CUCM sends a closed logical channel request, it just stops the RTP stream between this phone 1 and phone 2. And once it sends a request to open the logical channel, which contains the IP address of phone 2, then H323 will send an RTP stream to the phone 2 now instead of phone 1. I hope this transfer request is also clear to you guys. So next thing is how we can add the H323 gateway to Unified Call Manager. Like here you can see in the screenshots, I will show it to you in my lab as well. So you just need to go to the device and you can select the gateway and the gateway type, and then you can just put the device name here. Device name, as we can say, you can put the IP address here. So let's do one thing. Let's just move to the lab, and then I will show you how we can add the H323 gateway in our CUCM. So this is our CUCM. Let me just log into my CUCM, and then I'll show you how we can add the H323 gateway on the CUCM. Okay, so once you're logged in on your CUCM, you just need to go to the device and then you can click on the gateway. After clicking on the gateway, you need to choose the gateway which you are trying to add. Like if you are trying to add, you just need to click on add new, and then it will give you an option to add a new gateway with a gateway type. So if you are adding an H323 gateway, then you just need to click on this drop down and you need to choose an H323 gateway option, this one. If you are adding any other gateway like NGCP gateway, you need to choose the Cisco gateway models here. So if you're adding an H323 gateway, you just need to click on this H323 gateway and then you can click on next. After this, you just need to give the informations like the device name, description, and the device pool, which are the mandatory things which you need to add it. So device name, in this device name, you just need to put the IP address which you are like binding from your gateway, I can say. So there is a command on gateway like HTTP VoIP bind source address, and then you need to put the IP address, and this IP address in your CUCM in the gateway configuration, this IP address should be same which you configured on the gateway. Otherwise, they will not communicate with each other. Okay, and then we can just put the device pool, and I can just use it as a default one, and rest of the things you can just leave it as a default one. If you want to make any changes on any of these things, then you can, like this media termination point required or not. So if you have no idea about this media termination point as well, you can go and check out my videos on the media resources. So I have already uploaded 3 videos related to the media resources, and that's a detailed discussion on annunciator, media termination points, conference bridge transcoders, as well as the music on hold. So you can go and check out that video, which is related with the media termination point. So all other things like that depends on your configuration, whether you want to change it or not, or you can just leave it as a default one and you can change it later on. So let's just click on save. So once I save, my HTTP gateway, which contains this IP address, that is 10.10.1.1, which I just added, is now configured. Now the next part would be I need to just add the configuration on my gateway. I need to add this IP address. I need to create the dial peers. I need to create so many things. I need to put the so many commands on my gateway to just make a communication between this. So I will discuss that thing, like how we can use the commands on the gateway. I will discuss that thing in my next lecture. I hope you learned something on this from this lecture, that is from ST23 gateway, ST23 call flow, and how we can add the ST23 gateway on our CUCM. If you really like it, please like, share, and subscribe my channel. And don't forget to subscribe it, so that don't forget to just press the bell icon so that you will be able to receive notifications of all my upcoming videos. Thank you.